E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial opens like a whispered secret. An unexpected visitor stranded on Earth, taking it all in with small, curious eyes. When young Elliot discovers the strange creature hiding in his backyard, panic doesn't last. It fades into awe, and then into something rarer, a quiet bond that grows fast, deep, and unshakable. But what you see on screen is only half the story. Behind the scenes, one candy choice changed movie history. E.T. wasn't brought to life by one performer, but a whole team. Spielberg built the emotion by filming in a way most directors never risk, and even the government agents were literally altered years later. And here are 20 wild facts about E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial that reveal exactly how that powerful friendship was constructed. Number 1. M&M's almost starred in the movie. Way before those crunchy peanut butter shells stole the show, the producers of E.T. wanted the aliens' favorite candy to be M&M's. They went above and beyond to approach the company for permission to feature their product. But M&M's felt like associating their candy with a strange alien might scare kids. They declined the offer, and the filmmakers turned to Reese's Pieces instead. Much to M&M's disappointment, the feature immortalized Reese's in cinema and helped it rise from near obscurity to its rightful iconic status. Number 2. Many hands brought E.T. to life. The alien you see on screen wasn't just one person in all scenes. In reality, E.T. was played by several stand-ins and puppeteers. Different actors on set took turns in the suit depending on the scene. Dwarf actors would perform some shots while a 12-year-old boy born without legs walked on his hands in scenes where E.T. had to fall or shuffle. A team of puppeteers controlled E.T.'s animatronic expressions and movements, which took months and immense skill to make this alien look believable. Number 3. The goodbye was filmed last. When it came to the emotional goodbye between the kids and their alien friend, the filmmakers didn't fake it. They decided to shoot the final scene at the very end after the child actors had spent weeks filming and bonding with the puppet. By the time cameras rolled on that farewell, the friendships felt real. All the sadness, the longing, and tears were authentic. The sorrow you sense on screen is a testament to Spielberg's craft. Number 4. Clean up the guns. In an updated version of the film released years later, the guns held by government agents chasing E.T. and the kids were digitally erased. They were then replaced with walkie-talkies in an attempt to soften the threatening scenes and make it less violent for the young audience. Unfortunately, the change didn't stick when the director admitted it was a mistake. The argument was to keep the film a product of its era, and that altering it would diminish its original tone. So the restored version once again shows the agents brandishing their guns. Number 5. Plagiarism accusation. As E.T. became a hit, an Indian filmmaker by the name of Satyajit Ray claimed that his unproduced screenplay called The Alien had been the inspiration for E.T. Ray alleged that the premise, creature design, and plot ideas in E.T. borrowed heavily from his script. Some agreed there were striking similarities, while others argued the resemblance was merely coincidental. The controversy still remains a curious footnote in the film's history. Number 6. From King Kong to E.T. The memorable otherworldly face of E.T. was crafted by veteran creature designer Carlo Rambaldi, the same special effects artist famous for creating iconic monsters in earlier films. He designed beasts like the legendary King Kong as well. Rambaldi spent months sculpting and constructing the alien puppet that consisted of a costume with multiple heads, mechanical facial controls, and prosthetic hands. The result was a creature so convincingly alive that actors often treated E.T. as a real being. Number 7. A kid's freestyle became legendary. A young actress, Drew Barrymore, didn't always stick to the script. Some of her most memorable lines were ad-libbed on the spot. When Elliot says only kids can see E.T., she snaps back with, "Give me a break." This short and spontaneous burst of attitude perfectly captures a childlike disbelief and iconic sass. On another occasion, she looked at E.T. and exclaimed, "I don't like his feet." That wasn't in the script either, but her raw delivery gave E.T. its heart. Number 8. What hid amongst toy soldiers. One unforgettable scene shows E.T. hiding among a pile of stuffed animals and action figures to avoid being found. That clever idea wasn't original to Spielberg, but suggested by a famous director, Robert Zemeckis. The moment captures childhood imagination at its purest, where a bit of simple, playful ingenuity added depth and charm to the film. It becomes highly relatable to every child who thinks the greatest magic happens in the ordinary world of his room. Number 9. The raspy voice from a camera store. They say the voice of the alien wasn't the elegant hum of Hollywood, but the rasp of a chain smoker. The sound designer Ben Burt was in a camera store when he overheard an elderly woman with a voice that carried just the right scratchy warmth. Her name was Pat Welsh, and she later helped recording lines for the alien while smoking 2 packs a day. Her hoarse, reedy voice was layered with animal noises and other odd sounds to give E.T. the tone that fit him perfectly. Number 10. Tear during audition. Casting a 10-year-old to carry an entire movie is a gamble you might not have noticed. When young Henry Thomas auditioned for the role of Elliot, he tapped into his personal memory of losing his dog to evoke heartbreak. The tears were impossible to stop, and that's what moved the casting director. So, just like that, a child became the emotional heart of a film that would touch generations to come. Number 11. Real doctors on set. Remember when E.T. falls ill and is whisked away by the government to a makeshift medical lab? The doctors you see aren't actors, but real doctors and nurses from the hospital who played those roles. Spielberg asked them to treat the alien as if it were a real patient, and they did not disappoint. The genuine reactions, clipped professional dialogue, and careful procedures added an eerie authenticity to the scenes. Number 12. No memory blanket for Elliot. There's a story that Henry Thomas took home Elliot's red hoodie, but in a 40-year retrospective interview, Thomas said that wasn't true, and that he kept nothing. He admitted with hindsight that he should have asked, but he wasn't aware of the fame it was going to get. So the red sweatshirt remains in the pages of film history, just not in his closet. Number 13. How you can bike to the stars. In 1990, fans of E.T. got more than just a movie. They got a ride. E.T. Adventure opened at Universal Studios, Florida, letting visitors board bicycle-style ride vehicles and soar through a forest in a recreation of the unforgettable flying bicycle chase. Over 300 animatronic plants and creatures, and a heartfelt preamble by Spielberg himself, whisk riders to E.T.'s home planet in an immersive, dark ride. So, who are you taking to the magical bike ride? Tell us in the comments below. Number 14. How a candy trail stole hearts. In the film, young Elliot cleverly lays out a trail of Reese's Pieces to lure the stranded alien into his house. That simple moment sparked something far bigger when Reese's Pieces sales soared by around 65%. What began as a practical cinematic tool turned into cultural phenomenon, and candy wrappers turned into souvenirs that still cement E.T. into everyday lives of fans. Number 15. A child's eye view. From the very first frame to nearly the end, the camera in E.T. stays low because they wanted to mimic the world from a child's point of view. A thoughtful visual choice puts the viewers firmly in Elliot's shoes and makes the world feel large, strange, and innocently alive through his eyes. For most of the film, adult faces remain hidden, while only Elliot's mother's face appears early enough to hint at grown-up concerns. That perspective lets us feel the wonder of childhood until the adults finally show up to shift the narrative. Number 16. Born during an Indiana Jones shoot. The seeds of E.T.'s story didn't sprout on a writing desk, but in the desert sands of another blockbuster shoot. While Raiders of the Lost Ark was being filmed, Spielberg began telling his idea to screenwriter Melissa Matheson. Amid the dunes and action rehearsals, the characters and emotions of E.T. started to take shape, and the conversations eventually sparked the screenplay. Number 17. Eyes that capture your heart. When designing E.T., the creators paid special attention to his eyes. Before crafting the alien, production designers visited a renowned eye research institute to study human and glass eyes, as they believed that realistic, expressive eyes were crucial for creating empathy. This research led to E.T.'s eyes being sculpted to reflect warmth, sadness, and curiosity, and just like that, a creepy creature turned into a vulnerable and lovable being. Number 18. A secret name. During production, the filmmakers hid the true identity of E.T. by shooting under the working title, A Boy's Life. The cast read the script behind closed doors, and everyone on set wore ID badges. This helped prevent leaks and deter early copycats from mimicking the plot. When the filming stretched over 61 days in 1981, few outside the production team had any idea of the magical saga that was being crafted under their noses. Number 19. Chronological filming. It is an unusual choice in Hollywood, but E.T. was shot roughly in the order of the story itself. Rather than jumping around based on convenience, it was shot in the way we see it on screen. The reasoning was emotional because by letting the young actors live the story in sequence, they would build genuine bonds with the alien, and the scenes would carry more depth. That decision helped the film's heartbreaking goodbye hit harder than ever. Number 20. Music first, editing later. For the film's climactic scenes, the usual creative order was flipped. The composer John Williams completed the musical score, particularly the emotion-packed ending before the final editing was finished. Then director Steven Spielberg switched off the projector and asked the orchestra to play the score as they would in a concert. Another unusual but powerful choice that made the ending feel perfectly in tune with the tender music and giving E.T. its emotional weight. As E.T.'s ship disappears into the stars, it's important to remember that friendship doesn't need a map, a language, or even the same planet to feel real. It's a story about finding connection in the most unexpected places and holding on to the parts of childhood that teach us courage. So, when you feel a little lost like E.T., phone home, but also don't forget to answer when magic calls back.